Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Behind the Mic in our beautiful MusicTown studios here on the second floor of Hockeytown, downtown Detroit. And apologize, we're a couple minutes late, but that's okay. Make sure the sound check was good. We have a full band, so it takes a few more minutes than normal. So thanks for tuning in and watching our video this morning. So today I have in the studio a band called Goodweather. So welcome to all of you.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah. I always like to try to remember where I found you. Don't know. I think maybe Jesse, you got in touch with me.
Myself and Artist played with Brad, the Shepherd Tone.
That's right. Thank you.
Before,
okay,
yeah.
That's right. They're all blending together. I've done so many of these.
That's all right. That's all right.
Thank you for refreshing my memory on that one. So, and you guys have you're fairly new, correct?
Yes, we are. Yep.
Yes.
From just last year, right?
Just last year, just pretty much early last year, we started writing some songs together and getting some stuff ready to go, and just kind of putting the band together. But happy to be releasing music this year for sure.
Yeah, look, we're talking about that, your debut, I guess, as Goodweather.
Sure.
So, and of course, so you two were in the Shepherd Tone, and so how else did this whole thing evolve? I guess is a good word. Did you know each other before in other bands, or what was it?
We did, yeah. We had a band called the Social Bandits as well, which I think you initially
was
what you messaged us for to come play, and then Brad kind of grabbed that for his original project, which
Yeah,
is cool. No problem there. That's all right. That's what it's all about. But
hey, I don't care what the evolution is or whatever.
agreed,
I just care about filling this room every week.
Yep,
so.
sure.
Yeah, we just
no
all
problem.
help out each other. That's
Yeah.
really what it came down to.
Yep, but myself and Dylan and Evan played in the Social Bandits, and Artist sang with us a bunch, and then Matt was a really good friend of Evan, and as we decided what we wanted to do and kind of what we wanted to sound like, we just kind of decided that this group of guys and girl was a great option for sure. So.
And I know a lot of bands, they have a great sound, they're with, a band, for example, but it always seems like, not always, excuse me, there's sometimes this, let's try something different here. And so you kind of reinvent what you're doing, maybe get some new players and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Till you find that sound that you're like, okay, this is it,
Definitely.
So is Goodweather
Absolutely.
it? That's
I'd
the
say
question.
so.
We're hoping so. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's been
Cool.
Yeah, we all.
Make sure you're on the mic when you're talking, please. Thank
It's
you.
the goal.
The goal.
Yeah, we all knew each other, and we just started to get together, and this music kind of started happening naturally. We knew that we wanted to write something different and capture this different feeling, and it just felt natural.
That's probably a key when it feels right. It
Yes.
feels this is really how it should feel when we're making new music and performing together, and
Absolutely.
then it's like, okay, this is really working.
Yes, the offstage dynamic is just as important as the onstage
absolutely,
dynamic.
absolutely. Because you're not just the time together is just not on stage or when you're performing somewhere. You've got to be able to be in a van for hours, if you're going to play somewhere else, or,
On stage is just the tip of the
and work
iceberg.
together.
Right.
What's that?
On stage is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yes.
Everything
That's
happens at home.
That's
Rehearsal.
right. Yeah, the majority of stuff
Yeah.
happens behind the
Yeah.
scenes for sure.
And if you don't like each other behind the scenes, you're in trouble.
I feel like people could tell if we
Been
didn't
there.
like each other. But on
Right.
stage, like, something's weird. I don't know.
That is true. That's true. The audience can sense, that you're not meshing together. Something's, there's like a little resistance,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Oh yeah, the audiences know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Definitely.
something's up here.
It's
Or-
hard to hide for sure. I mean, really, facial expressions and just
Yeah.
everything. It's
Pure
it
joy.
shows. It shows so easily.
Well,
Yeah.
any job, you go in and you don't want to be there every day. If you work a 9 to 5 or something, it's
That's
like
right.
you can
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
not happy here.
Absolutely.
That makes a big difference. So, well, good. I'm glad you guys, have together. You're now doing this. You got a new EP coming out and all that. So, before I forget though, because you were saying the name, so why don't we go around and each one of you introduce yourselves so we know who is who.
Sure. Yeah, I'm Jesse. I play guitar and sing.
Hi, I'm Artist. I sing.
I'm Matt. I play the bass and the synth bass.
I'm Dylan. I'm on the drums.
And I'm Evan. I am on keyboards.
Okay, good. Wanted to make sure that was in there.
Now they know.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and it's interesting, when you're forming a band, like when you need a specific thing, you know what your sound is. For example, keys. Not all bands have keys, so lucky for you, they wanted keys,
Right.
Yes, we did.
Gives me a lot of work.
He's lucky.
He's the largest part of this, no doubt about that.
Well, that makes a difference with the sound of a band. If you go horns or you go, just all guitars,
Right.
3 guitars and a bass or something, and then, sometimes percussion isn't, a drum kit, but something else. So did you know what the sound was that you were looking for when you guys got together?
We had a pretty good idea, I think. I mean, we kind of knew that we all had very similar tastes in music. We all kind of liked the same things, and that was really all we knew. I think when we came together, like we were like, yeah, well, we all like the same music, and we kind of had an idea. We wanted like a funk, jazz, soul kind of thing.
Yeah,
going
from the
on,
get-go.
and yeah, from the get,
Okay.
and
From the get-go, it was just I was getting Evan was the one that kind of told me about this whole thing and like how some guys from the Social Bandits wanted to start something a little funky, like a little bit more
Little
R&B,
funky.
and
Little funky.
we kind of brought up Wolfpack and stuff like that. We were trying to play some some funky stuff, and that's really all we wanted to do, and
Okay.
this is kind of what came from it.
Yeah. And it was great. And I thought of Matt because Matt and I have gone way back together playing in tons of different projects and different, we also gig around town.
Grew
in
up together.
various ensembles and stuff like that. And we know exactly what we're going to do. So I was like, talking to the Social Bandits guys, I was like, listen, I got this guy. He's really good.
he's got the guy. And he
The
knows
guy.
the guy. Evan, you
Did
delivered.
you know
the
you were
guy.
the guy, man?
He's the guy.
I guess I'm the guy. I
He is
did
the
not
guy.
know I'm the guy.
Spy Kids reference.
That's cool. Yeah, and a lot of that happens a lot. Someone say,
gosh.
"I know somebody who can do this, whatever." So yeah,
Definitely.
not unusual.
It's been a great fit so
It's
far.
been it's been
So
fun.
far.
Y'all are too much.
Well, you added the "so far" in there.
Oh,
why you
no.
did it.
Yeah, so far.
He's been doing great. We'll call you.
Yeah, right. So far, he's got the
Yeah,
gig.
let me know. Let me know what you think.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Why don't we go into a song? So
Sure.
people are hearing you talk about what you do or don't do. So let's actually hear the music. So what are you gonna
Sure.
start off with?
Yeah, I think we're going to start with one called Smoke and Honey. This is the second single we released.
Okay.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoy it.
All right.
You're my summer baby, smoking honey. You keep me on my feet, even when I'm low. I'm a sucker for this kind of passion. Girl, you give me wings. I'm soaring from your love.
You're my nighttime breeze, something cozy. You got me shivering, even when I'm warm. 'Cause today it's true, made a difference. All I needed all along was you. It is you. It is it. It is you. It is it. It is you. It is it. It is you. It is love. Love is the only thing we need. It is love.
You're my nighttime lady, uncovered. Nobody's got to know I'm having fun with you, but
Nice. Goodweather live
Hey.
here in MusicTown. The vocals, for what I don't have the headphones on, but I could hear what I could hear, and it sounds really nice. Your voice,
Thank you.
really beautiful.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. And then I could hear you you were the two of you together was perfect. It's like
Nice little harmony.
nice sounding, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
So this is the second single from the upcoming EP. You said
That is correct.
Smoke and Honey.
Smoke and Honey, yeah.
I like that.
Thank
And so when it comes to songwriting, is someone start, with the riff or a line or something, and then you collaborate together as a group, or
That's generally how we.
that's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
this EP in particular, we really wanted to focus on the group dynamic of writing. So
nice?
a lot of us will come in with an idea or a riff or some sort, and
Never a full song.
yeah, or right, or whatever,
Yeah.
and we'll just bring it in, workshop it, play it a bunch, see what fits, and we really wanted this to be just like a group effort for sure.
Okay.
I think in the future, I mean, we're all kind of writing songs, and whether full songs or not, and bringing them to the table. But this has been a fun experiment in just molding our sound and trying to really hone in on that.
So it must be fun when you do get together and try to jam, and does it really take a lot of different turns that you weren't expecting? Does that happen a lot?
It has. It definitely has. So it's funny. Some of them has done exactly the same thing, gone down a long road, and it's gone down a bunch of different ways. And then we've had songs that we finish in 5 minutes. And
What?
It's shocking. Like,
We have songs
We
that
have-
finish in an hour because we'll be stuck on one idea, and
Yep.
that we find out later that one idea was just not right for the part.
Yeah,
And
right.
then we find the part that's right for that idea, and
Yeah.
it just finishes itself.
Yeah. Don't hurt yourself
Yeah,
there.
sorry about that. Getting hyped.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And you just don't know till you start, get together and start
Yeah, it's
experimenting,
funny.
as you put the word.
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes we'll have a song written for a while, and then one day we'll just be like, you know what, that part doesn't work. Let's change it. And we're like, you know what? Yeah, I've always thought that too.
And then we finish it right then and there.
always evolving, which is great though, because we're always evolving in the same way,
Yes.
Definitely.
And it's I've always said before, it's interesting to see how these songs evolve from when we wrote them to when we recorded them, hearing back those recordings and then developing it from there for the live setting and trying to capture everything. Sometimes things happen in the studio that don't happen in the writing session, and we're like, oh, we got to keep that.
Yeah.
So it's been a fun process.
And the live, sometimes you're playing what you thought was your song, and then while you're live on stage, does it take a different turn sometimes, or no? That's
We
kind of
don't know yet.
dangerous, though.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we don't
even
so,
know
so
yet.
far just practicing.
Oh, don't experiment here. Okay.
I know, right?
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, this is new and exclusive.
No time
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the press. That's right. That's right.
You're being taped, and it's there forever.
Yeah.
No, that would be interesting though, and and probably well experienced. The people have been doing this for years and years. They can read off each other, and it's like it can take a turn. And
Yeah, definitely.
you just never know. But
Yeah,
right.
good musicians can take it, and no one in the audience realizes
Fixing
it.
those
That's when
mistakes.
you're good.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why it was so great for us to all know each other really well, because we can play off each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we know each other, like that really just become very important.
Right.
And I can, just hearing the first song here, I can imagine it would be easy for you guys with your sound to just kind of do the, just start jamming, kind of that jazzy thing where it can go on forever. Not that I like
Yeah,
that a lot, but
No, that's a good thing.
and your music can handle that. I think, just
Yeah.
let it go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
it's a very in the moment
We
kind
fall
of thing.
into that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Which,
we should,
that's a good
probably
thing.
end this now.
We like that kind of music.
But thank you.
No, that's cool, and the sound is really cool. And what did you classify that? I don't know. You were saying it's kind of
I guess we would really R&B soul.
R&B.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
kind of what we
Yeah.
classify it as, but there's some jazz harmony in
And
it.
funk.
There's no doubt.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a little
We'd love to
funky.
hear what everyone thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
shoot us a message.
Yeah, right.
I
Dat
think every
Goodweather.
song sounds different too.
Right. I think with our writing process, we don't exactly think like, okay, we're gonna write a soul song or we're gonna write an R&B song. We just kind of start writing, and but I think that's the way to do it, is not think about genre and just
Right.
Yeah.
just
Just
start
go.
to write. And
Because that would limit yourself when you're, experimenting and trying to come up with a song. I would think.
yeah, perhaps
It
it
can.
would.
Yeah, we like everything.
Yeah. So and it
Be
would-
open to anything.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right.
And it would be interesting.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting, even if we were to be like, okay, let's write a funk song, which we have done, and it's fun to fit in those parameters. But for these ones we've been writing for the EP, we're not totally sure what genre we want to shoot
Sure.
for.
Really just trying to serve the song and let it kind of.
There you go.
Yes.
Take
We've
us
been
away.
exploring a lot of other kind of genres and fast tempos and other stuff. So like, we're also trying to break out of our even our Goodweather sound that we have right now. So we're really experimenting. We're experimenting. I keep hitting my hand on my keyboard right here, and it's really annoying.
Stop it.
Take quarters.
That's cool, and also especially on your first EP, your first recorded disc, that you don't want to be all over the map. That people are like, okay, I don't know, what your sound really is.
Right.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be careful in that sometimes.
It's kind of
I think.
fun in that situation because we really don't have any like we can do whatever we want.
True.
Like,
That's true.
Trying to
As
figure
much
it
as
out.
we say we are a variety sound, our sound definitely has a cohesiveness to it.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when you hear our EP, you'll be like, "Oh, okay, this makes sense." So I think we also we like everything, but we make everything work in our sound to where it all is cohesive. If that makes
Agreed.
sense.
No, that's
That
good
makes
way
a
to
lot
put
of
it.
sense.
Yeah, I guess
cool.
like
Yeah.
even if we were to like you said, say like, oh, let's make just a funk song, I think our personalities would still come
It'd
through,
still
and it
sound
would
like-
still sound
Yeah.
like us a little bit, you know.
And nothing wrong with that. I don't.
No,
I
not
didn't
at
mean
all.
to make it sound like
Oh,
you
no.
have to do
Not
whatever.
at
No,
all.
no, 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 no.
No, but it can sometimes be all over the place. For real.
You can, yeah.
It's always all over the place.
Matt's like, I'm just going to say it. It is.
Yeah.
It is what it
I
is.
saw everybody's face. They're just looking down.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's how it goes.
So this EP is coming out late summer, you said,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we're planning on the end of summer. Yep.
and you've released 2 singles.
We released 3 singles.
Oh, 3, I'm
actually.
sorry.
Yep.
Okay.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That Smoke and Honey was the second. But we released another one just after that called Trina.
Okay.
And those 3 are out there now on all streaming services, YouTube, and our website as well. So
Okay.
you guys can listen to them there for sure. But
Which is interesting that, and I've heard both ends of the spectrum on this, but it's like, okay, if we keep releasing our singles for free, kind of a thing. I don't know if you're doing it free or,
we are. Yep,
Okay.
they're all for free.
And I've heard both sides. It's like, well, you can't give away everything. And then I've heard, well, you need to give away so people keep coming back for more. You know, so I don't know. Are you going to each single? You're going to do the same thing, or just going to hold some
Yeah.
back for the EP?
No, both of those statements are very true. You know, it's true. You can't give away everything,
Right.
but you have to acquire some sort of fan base somehow, right?
Yes.
People aren't just going to buy something from somebody they don't know.
Right.
So we wanted to do a little bit of that. I mean, luckily we have a good group of musicians, like just in our scene in Detroit, that kind of know all the players and a lot of friends in the area. So we had a good start from there.
Yeah.
But we thought still just, you know, give some people a little bit of stuff, little taste here and there, and then once we draw them in a little bit, then I think
Okay.
we can start to do more
And
of that.
there is a caveat, though. You can have it for free on our website, but you have to sign up for the email list.
That's true.
So
There
there
you
you
go.
go.
That's true.
Yes. You always have to have that call to action there somewhere.
Right.
To
That's
get
right.
their information.
Yeah, right. Got to do something.
Marketing 101.
Or
That's
you
right.
could-
know.
That's exactly.
Gotta
right.
stay
But you're
connected.
so right. I always say the joke that it never ceases to amaze me when I see new bands form and they're like, okay, well, we got our Facebook page up and we don't have any music yet, but guys, we should get shirts and sell them for $35. We're like, what? Who's
Right.
gonna buy it?
That's exactly right.
Yeah. That,
And we'll split it at the end of the night.
Right.
Doesn't even go towards the band.
Yeah, but yeah, that was an interesting point you brought up with
yeah.
having to not giving everything out for free, but trying to draw a fan base. It's like, no, this
Yeah.
is
That's a tough thing with music in general, I think, is like, what is it worth? Like, how much do you pay for music? Because, like, one song to one person would be their favorite song in the world, and they'd pay a lot to listen to it, but another person, like, they wouldn't even want to listen to it if you made them, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to put a dollar
Yeah, yeah.
on music in general, but obviously we have, but it's always changing.
Yeah. No, I've always been on the give them stuff free. You gotta start building a base, like you said,
Right.
but hold back something.
Exactly.
So they want to actually get the full thing. It's like, oh, I like these 4 songs, but these other 3 might be just as good, you know, or will probably be just,
Right.
or just a snippet of it, not the whole thing. So,
I mean, that's
You s-
also like
That's
it's
just
just another thing. This isn't like we're serious about this, but this isn't like a moneymaker for us. We're not trying to,
yet, man, yet.
But like from the beginning, we're not trying to leech any money from anybody. We're just trying to show people what we're put together,
Right.
what we've put together, and just check it out and see if
Yeah.
you like it. Let us know what you think, and yeah,
Right.
it's really just us just letting some stuff go for you.
Yeah.
That's
Well, you
right.
have to start somewhere and let people find you and get to know you and love
Absolutely.
you and
Yeah.
want more.
Deep down, totally.
Yes, absolutely. All right, how about another song, guys?
Yeah.
And gal,
Do it.
guys and gal.
Let's do Poland. Yeah, we'll do the first single we released. This one's
Okay.
called
And
Poland.
the name of this one?
Poland Me.
Pulling me.
All right, Good Weather. Goodweather here in MusicTown. Nice. That was the first single for the.
Yes,
EP.
that was the first single.
Very
Yep.
cool. So, and you're all from the Metro Detroit area, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And did you guys know before the Social Bandits? And did you guys like go to school together, or any of you know each other? Before?
Myself and Dylan went to high school together,
Okay.
and a few of the other Social Bandits guys
Okay.
did as well.
And Matt and
I had only met the Social Bandits guys once before, really, like or a
That's
couple
right.
of times
Yeah.
before we met together for Goodweather.
Okay.
After that, it was just we were starting to hang.
But Matt and I went to school together since like middle school.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've known each other a
In
while.
band.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Since
Yes.
day
Typical.
one.
We
Yeah.
sat next to each other and we were
Band
like,
kids.
"This is fun."
What instruments did you guys play?
The ones you're seeing right now.
Yeah, but we all
kinda
we
weird.
went through some different
Yeah.
transformations. Like Matt was weird because
We,
Thanks,
well
man.
in high school he played. Let's see, you played trombone and wind ensemble.
Oh yeah. We're going
You
to
went
bando
upright
mode here.
bass, and then you did cello, and then you started on snare drum. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get good at one thing, man.
Like there's so many instruments to learn though.
I know. But I also did percussion in high school, so
Okay.
I mostly piano and percussion.
well, most people with percussion, you can keep a beat if you're in the music, right? Anyway, so
Right.
kind of it's easy to. It seems like it anyway.
Right.
Cool. So good. Okay, so you're all from the area, and which
Yeah.
is I love on your website your banner picture, but there's a few things there's like I don't get.
Please
Okay, we-
elaborate.
Dissecting the collage.
Dylan can
The
elaborate.
collage, yeah. Okay, so Detroit, that's got the Ambassador Bridge and the RenCen, the Renaissance Center.
Uh-huh.
So you get the Detroit thing, and of course there's a little jar of honey. It says honey with the smoking. So the title of your
Yeah.
single, the first one you
got
played,
that.
smoking
We're on
honey.
a,
I got
Okay.
that.
We're on a roll.
Easter eggs in
Okay.
there.
There were some classic cars. Okay, and that I didn't get. I mean, other than maybe Motown, or do you guys are into classic cars? There were like, was that a Model T?
A lot of that stuff that I made that collage.
Okay.
And I wanted to have like stuff that had to do with Detroit because we're
Yeah.
all from Metro Detroit. So the classic cars. I think there's an engine on there too.
Yes.
And like
Detroit.
you said, the RenCen and
Motor
like,
City.
the Ambassador. No, I think it's actually the
Chicken honey hidden
Mackinac
in there somewhere.
Bridge that's on there. And yeah, I don't know. It's like, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because I kind of wanted people to like look at it and closely and try to pick out what it was that's in there. And yeah, I think I just kind of wanted to like get a little bit of like our vibe being from Michigan.
Well, that's
you
what
know?
I thought. I mean, and plus you are all on that collage, a picture of
Yeah.
you, which is cool. But I was curious.
Questionable pictures.
Pictures,
Oh, yeah, that's the
nonetheless.
best
Pictures
part.
that we didn't choose ourselves.
Send
Somebody
it.
did for us in this room.
Be nice to Dylan if he's choosing the pictures, right?
He's not the only
Oh,
one.
no, I'm the one who should be nice. I get to make the picture.
All right, so I didn't know the classic cars were just because it's
Yeah.
Detroit. Okay, I
Yeah,
didn't know if
just
those
kinda-
specific cars meant
No, there
anything.
was
Okay,
nothing.
someone was going like this over one of the cars, so I didn't know if that meant anything
was-
or
that was
not.
Evan.
Was that you?
No,
That was totally not sure what happened.
Okay. I'm just curious. Minds want to know.
Yeah,
I'm just-
no,
Of course.
And then, of course,
Evan
there
Mercer,
were palm
everybody.
trees everywhere, which has nothing to do with Michigan or Detroit.
Good
Like,
weather.
What's with the palm trees?
Good weather.
Because good
And that was the good one.
Okay, that one. That one. All
Yeah,
right.
that one's pretty. That one's a
The
stretch.
palm tree is in our logo, so I think we tried to incorporate that a little bit.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I missed that one. All right, so I was doing pretty good.
You did
great.
You did great.
There were some fried chicken pieces. What was up with that?
You'll have to wait for the EP to come out to get that.
Yeah, the EP. You
Yes.
gotta wait for
Uh-huh.
the EP
There
to
are
know
little,
what that means.
Little
Okay.
Easter eggs all over that thing. so
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
it'll-
a lot of
it'll
cu-
make sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of clues.
make
I was
I
just
Spy.
curious.
Exactly. Yes.
And then the drive safely, walk right thing. What was that?
That's in Ferndale.
Okay.
Yep. And I was living like a mile away from that, and I would always like bike past it, and I just took a picture of it one day, and I thought it was
So that was a random one. On your
Totally
banner.
random, yeah.
Okay.
maybe just
Metro
shout
Detroit.
out
I'm
to
glad
Ferndale.
you asked because I didn't even know about that one.
Hey, if you take the picture, it's not
Just
copyright,
shout out to
so.
Ferndale. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it was interesting. It was kind of fun, and that really gives a little insight to good weather, which was
Yeah.
kind of fun. Just like, all right. But I had to ask. It was like I gotta know. Some of these things are like very random. Yeah, especially the drive safely, walk right. and I thought about it for a minute. I was like, maybe this is the name of a song coming up or
I
something.
don't
But no.
Next time you're walking
Maybe
through
it will
Ferndale.
be.
I always thought it was a goofy sign. I don't
Probably
know.
will be.
What are they? What are they
It is a
trying to
goofy
say?
sign. It totally
Walk
is.
right.
It is a
We have
very
a fun time figuring out our titles.
I think it actually goes back to like when they didn't have sidewalks. They had to walk on the right side of the road or something. I'm totally making that up.
We were all looking at
Can
him
you
like,
tell
oh.
with my face? Like, what? Okay.
Have we lost you?
It was
Good.
chivalry.
No, I was just I had to ask because it was very interesting. It was like, okay, all right. Speaking of asking, time for the Pam exam.
Pam exam.
Okay, these are just random questions. If you don't have an answer, don't feel like you have to answer, but at least one person has to answer the questions. And again, they're very random. And you can all answer if you'd like, but just make sure on mic. Favorite food and beverage of choice?
Oh wow.
Pizza.
I'm gonna go with pizza too, man. I
like
love me some
pizza.
pizza.
Ooh, macaroni and cheese. Good baked macaroni and cheese.
I like breakfast food and breakfast beverages: orange juice, coffee.
Yes, coffee.
Start your day right.
I like stir fry and like ramen and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I also love Guinness. That's
Well, with pizza, you got to have
Beer.
something like
I
that.
know,
You know,
That's my favorite food.
yeah.
if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
To eat anything and it be healthy for you.
Wow, that's a good one.
That is a good one. I don't know if I could top that. I had a boring answer like flights. Or,
I can world peace.
Take a cliche.
I don't know if that's a superpower, but
Not even healthy, but nutritious. Like,
yeah.
I'll take Matt's answer. I want that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
And
that's good.
I like it too.
That's the superpower.
okay, that pizza is healthy now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And nutritious.
We
Wow.
just melded the two questions together.
And it cures.
All right, you have, and all being from the Detroit area, you have a half or full day to just kill in Metro Detroit. What would you do?
Scooter.
Scootering is fun. I'll tell you what, I still have yet to see the Hitsville Museum. I need to go.
Oh,
I need to
okay.
Go do that.
I've been there a bunch of times, and
Me
I would
too.
still go there. That's a great
Place
place
is
to go.
awesome.
If you
Yeah.
haven't been there, go there.
I personally, on a good day, would go to Belle Isle.
Oh yeah.
Also a great
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, go to little beach areas or check out the conservatory.
Yeah, they just
They
redid
just
some of
reopened that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really
They-
excited to check it out.
Me too. Yeah.
Next is the zoo. Come on.
Yeah.
Avalon Bakery.
The what bakery?
Avalon?
Not familiar.
Oh, really? Oh, it's delicious. You should go.
Where's that at?
It's literally up Woodward.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm not sure why I missed
Yeah.
that one. Okay.
It's all like fresh grown stuff, too. It's really good.
There you go.
Ah, awesome. Okay. See, I even learned stuff through the Pam exam. I love it.
Yeah.
I would go to a Tigers game
Yeah.
Oh,
right across the
yeah.
street.
Yes.
It's on my mind.
Yeah,
Wow, we are
Yeah.
looking at it right now.
we can switch a camera. We can probably see the
Hopefully
Comerica.
we'll watch him win.
I'll go even when they're bad. Ride or die.
Ride or die.
That's great.
Fago, Verners, or Town Club?
Verners.
Burners.
Yeah, Burners.
Burners as well.
Love the Verners.
I'm
All right.
loyal to Fago, but
Very Michigan.
Fago's
I
good.
love
Yeah.
Burners, but
Hey, if you could have any one person in your band, and they could have been dead or alive at this point, who would it be, and either in your band or collaborate with?
I would get Tony Williams to play drums for me, and I would just watch.
Stevie.
I was gonna say Stevie.
Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder's an obvious choice for all of us, I think.
Yeah.
But also, I would pick someone like Robert Glasper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Glasper.
from,
Clasper.
No doubt.
Yeah, he's done a lot of things. He's a
Jazz
keyboard
pianist.
player. Worked a lot with Erykah Badu. Got a lot of hip hop projects out right now.
Cool.
So.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Derek Hodge.
Oh yeah.
Just gonna name our favorite players.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isaiah
That's okay.
Sharkey.
And speaking of Stevie, you know,
I was
with
gonna be like,
the
"Who's that?"
having some health issues now, so we're thinking
Oh,
about
no.
Stevie.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
pulling
yeah.
for him.
Bummer.
Yep,
Definitely thoughts out for him.
absolutely. He's strong. He's
He's got high hopes.
Yeah,
He'll be
he's
just
good.
fine.
Hey, if you had to share a 15-minute taxi ride with someone, who would that be? Again, could be dead or alive at this point.
Wow, I think I have to go Quincy Jones, man. He's seen so much.
That's a good answer.
You
Good
know?
one.
That's my answer too.
So many questions for him.
Yeah,
so
he
many.
I
could-
have no better
Not
answer
only
than that.
just like musician relationships, but arranging questions.
Oh my gosh,
and
you
just-
could.
Good question.
You
Yeah,
need more
very
than
good
15
answer.
minutes with him, but
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
I would
you
need
just anything he
week.
says, I would think would be just you would learn something.
No doubt.
Quincy or like Fred Wesley, like
Yes.
guy that wrote all the tunes for Why can't I think of his name right now?
Don't know.
Isn't it James Brown?
Oh,
I would also pick someone like Dave Chappelle.
Oh,
Dave Chappelle would be
that'd
cool.
funny as
Dave
well.
Chappelle. Oh my God.
Mike Moody loves that.
I was gonna say Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Why?
Why? Yeah.
Why?
He's an interesting dude. I don't know.
You only got 15 minutes, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's done a lot in his life.
That's true.
If I could
Non-musician answer.
If I could do a follow-up question, what would you ask Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dylan?
thank you.
Um,
Thank you for asking that. I was curious. I am curious.
I would.
You
I
have
would
an
just
exam.
start a regular conversation.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
See how it
See what
happens
he's about.
naturally.
See where it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Very good weather of you.
I was thinking the same thing, so thank you for asking that. Like, what would you ask that guy?
Yeah, right.
All right, your favorite non-music pastime?
Ooh.
Baseball.
Baseball, yeah, like the Tigers.
I
Do you
like.
play? I'm sorry. Did you play too or no? All
When I was a kid,
Okay.
yeah.
right, I'm
I
sorry.
like
Evan.
to.
Oh no, I was gonna say I like playing chess sometimes.
Oh,
Um,
I'll play in some chess.
I like bowling and golfing.
Ooh, Matt is a killer bowler.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, we went bowling the other day, and it was.
yeah, he swept the
He's great.
floor. With all of us.
235.
Yeah,
He
dude,
doubled
in the
my score.
230s, This guy.
Spent
Yeah,
too much time.
235.
Ooh,
Spent
ooh.
too much time.
Yeah, and he was like,
really
"Oh
good."
man, I got 235." I'm like,
Not true.
I got over 100.
100. All right.
Do you have one? Oh, that's someone else. Do you have a favorite non-music pastime?
I like swimming and I like making macrames. I like artistic stuff. I do a lot of arts and craft.
Artist does all of our artwork, like for the
Yeah.
CDs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Artist, the
so-
artist.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sums it up.
Anything?
Me? I would have to say golfing as well. I grew up
Okay.
golfing with my dad, and my
Oh, okay.
grandfather. and
Jesse,
all
you
my
go
brothers.
golfing?
Yeah, I golf.
Let's
man.
go
We
golfing.
should golf.
You guys didn't know
Let's
that
do
of
it.
each other?
Wow.
I didn't know you golf.
Finding new stuff out about each other every
Let's
day.
golf.
Let's go, man.
Let's do it.
Never know.
I want to join in on that.
Let's go.
Let's golf.
All right. I don't like any of those questions.
Next.
I'm gonna dig deeper.
Sorry, guys. We just had to get a little golfing out.
Yeah. Well, now's the time. As the weather has been
The
amazing.
weather is
Some
good.
pretty good weather.
Most. Yay! Finally, no more. The humidity's gone. Most memorable music moment.
Ooh, I went. I think 3 or 4 years ago, I went to 2 Stevie Wonder concerts, and
That's what I was gonna say. The Stevie Wonder concert.
those. And for me, I also saw Hiatus Coyote open up for Erykah Badu. That was
Ooh.
amazing.
Cool.
After Stevie, I'd have to say Moonchild.
Yeah,
Moonchild
that was
live
mine,
is
yeah, that was
they,
great.
they're such a great band out of LA, and you know a lot of their stuff in studio is like they're very simple and to the point and conservative about their parts. But when you hear them live, you know, it's a whole different spice. You know, they just bring it. Like they read the crowd really well, and I think that was.
Anybody have a musical moment with yourself and performing?
I got one. Actually, artist's boyfriend Mike, he's here. Shout out
He's here.
through
Mike?
put on a show at his
He's
house,
dancing
like
out
in his basement. And just like the atmosphere that was there. Like I played on all sorts of big stages and stuff, but like the small room and everyone there was listening. It was my favorite concert I think I've ever played. Just in a basement.
Cool. Some of they're more intimate and you just
Yeah, exactly.
more relaxed kind of an atmosphere.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
Everybody
pretty cool.
was really listening.
Yeah. Mike from LA, I think I just learned he's right.
He is.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
That's Mike.
That's Mike.
All right.
Still dancing.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Big Macs.
Big Macs.
I don't know. I own all of my pleasures. I have no guilty ones.
That's a great point. There you go.
I've
That's
had
right.
Taco Bell twice this week. What about y'all?
Oh my gosh. Guilty pleasure?
I like sour candy.
Okay.
Are you guilty about that?
No.
Artist's guilty pleasure, everybody.
Sour candy.
I actually don't have any guilty
Yeah,
pleasures.
I agree.
We're all talking
Yeah.
about junk food.
Yeah, maybe junk
Right,
food if
yeah, I
that.
guess junk food.
I mean,
Lots
it's
of
not really
lots of
guilty, but I
chocolate.
love just listening to like I don't know, just really bad recordings of music. It's just it's really it's just I don't
Okay,
know.
question,
It's
why-
just it's just funny to me. I don't know. I think it's hilarious.
Are you trying to learn something? What not
No,
to do
no,
or
no.
something?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I have nowhere else to go with that. That's
Okay,
fine.
and how do you find bad music? I mean, I'm sure
Just search it. I promise.
there's
Yeah, it's everywhere.
You Googled
There's a
bad
bunch of
music?
shreds videos that literally
Okay.
somebody took the video to a live performance and overdubbed all of their own notes over it, and
Oh.
it made them look like they're playing it. And I was probably on that stuff for like a year.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's so funny. If you haven't done it, just type in like any artist and shreds, and you'll get a good laugh.
Okay. All right. One more question here. Is there a song, a person, or an event that inspired you to go into the music biz?
My dad was a huge inspiration on me for sure. I
Okay.
grew up playing guitar. He taught me how to play guitar when I was
Okay.
growing up, and yeah, definitely him. And then some other things, just like honestly, it's funny, but School of Rock was like
Oh, the movie?
a big thing. Yeah, totally. Just Jack
Inspired a
Black
lot
in
of
general.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was for
Cool.
sure. To see those young kids up on stage and
Yeah.
doing that kind of thing, it was just great.
Okay. Anybody else want to answer that one?
My oldest brother Adam inspired me to start playing piano as a young child, about 4 or 5. I would just kind of sit next to him and watch what he was doing and try to figure some stuff out. And it's like,
Aw,
wow,
that's sweet.
Yeah, and then I went to my parents and I was like, hey, can I have piano lessons? And they're like, yeah. We didn't have to tell you to do that. Oh, okay, sure, yeah. So that he was a big influence on me, and then just I don't know.
Cool.
All the concerts I used to see would really get me going.
Okay.
I was also gonna say my dad. My dad's a drummer in the area, and just back when I was real young, I would go every week. I don't know. I think it was like Tuesday nights or Wednesday nights, sometime during the week. Every week I'd go to his gigs, and he'd be playing like trio gigs and stuff like that. And I just remember he'd always play with this guy named Ray Teeney, and Ray would always have. He'd always have an electric bass with him. He never had upright, which was the only guy that I was seeing at the time that would play electric bass.
Okay.
And it was just so cool. I had to play it.
Yeah.
That was it. Just going to see him play every week and just getting the inspiration.
I love that. There's somebody that always, puts you in that direction. That's cool. There's always got to be someone. You look like you want to answer.
Oh yeah. I had similar thing with Jesse. My dad plays guitar and music in the family, but I was gonna say that I don't know, when I was younger, I almost found it was easier to find the motivation and inspiration, and now that I'm older and working all the time, sometimes it's putting on an old record that I listen to that sparks the feeling again. I that's almost more important, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
What keeps it going rather than what sparks it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Time for another song.
Yes. Let's do it. Cano?
Yeah.
All right, this is an unreleased song.
Oh,
Haven't released this one yet.
special
We're gonna do this
treat.
one. This one's called
Oh.
Can of Worms.
All right.
You ask me why I wanna leave, but I don't got to explain myself to you. You say I'm being selfish, like you didn't downright play me like a fool. But do not try to cry right now. Your tears are like a spoiled child. Boo-hoo. I'm a woman and you're just a boy, so just continue to keep playing with your toys. So long and bye. So long sweet. And do not try to cry right now. Your tears are like a spoiled child. I'm a woman and you're just a boy, so just continue to keep playing with your toy. So long and goodbye. So long and goodbye. So long and goodbye. So long and goodbye. Could buy me a river without riding it. Just keeps women far away from me. Could write me a river without riding it. And just keeps women far away from me.
Very nice.
Thank you so
I was
much.
like, I didn't want to start talking. We're going to do another one? Okay. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in. Again, we have Jesse, artists, Matt, Dylan, and Evan.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
known
for having
as
us.
Goodweather.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
So
you.
it's been a pleasure, and look forward to your EP coming out. And what's the best place for people to find you? It's your website, right?
Yeah, our website is datgoodweather.com.
D-A-T.
D-A-T.
Dat
Dat
Yep.
Goodweather.
Dat
That's
Goodweather.
right.
You can also find us
Dat
on
Goodweather.
Facebook, just Goodweather. And
Yeah,
you can
our
also
Facebook
find us
page
on
is pretty
good.
Instagram
Instagram
at
too.
Dat
Dat
Goodweather.
Goodweather.
D-A-T Goodweather.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Goodweather was taken.
Darn. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks.
We really
Thank you,
appreciate
Pam.
it.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
It's been a pleasure. You guys sound great. I love your sound.
Thank you.
So
Thanks.
look forward to. Are you playing any festivals or anything coming up?
Nothing planned just yet. But
Okay.
we have a release show coming up, though,
Okay,
soon.
good.
We'll,
And it's all on your website.
Yeah,
and all
well,
that.
that's right.
So
Yes.
follow these guys.
yes,
So-
please.
All right. Thank you so much. Been a pleasure. And thanks to all of you out there who tuned in to watch or will be tuning in later. We appreciate you doing that. So we'll do this again next week, another edition of Behind the Mic. Until then, I'm Pam Rossi. Have a great week.